Hello everyone. I know I've already submitted my instructional video for week 3, but sometimes I like to make other videos throughout the week and just kind of communicate with you since we can't be in the traditional face-to-face setting. My students do a lot of projects with the use of technology. And the two strands that we focus on the most are creativity and innovation, which is 1 in the ISTE standards, and 2, collaboration and communication. The reason why is because, as I told you before, Compass, my academy, is a community of musicians, performers, artists, and social scientists. And so the students are using technology to show off their art. And our job to meet our CTE standards for Compass, which is media, arts, and entertainment, is to have our students start working to create professional portfolios and real-life skills that will transfer from high school into college or into the workplace. And since they're focusing on being artists, that's, of course, the focus of their use of technology. We also look at sociology skills and the other strands within the ISTE standards, but those are the two main ones that we hit quite a bit. So, as I said, I wanted you to design a student project this week, and I thought you might get a kick out of seeing some of the things that we do in 11th grade. So, in 11th grade, our core in the Compass is my American History Literature class, and my partner, Eric Slater, who has been a professor to some of you, his history class. And we link the projects, we share curriculum with each other, and then the kids do these projects related to history and art through history. So the projects that I'm going to show you that I've posted for you to look at, the one is a musical project. It is my vocalist in the Compass program, and the boys decided that they were going to do early 1900s barbershop quartet. And so one of the boys in the video, Luciano Picasso, he's a filmmaker as well as a vocalist. And so he decided that he wanted to create the film to go with the vocal interpretation of their barbershop song. So when I'm grading something like this, or when Eric and I are grading it together, we're looking at, is the song they picked, the music that they chose for this, historically accurate to the time period? And after we look at the history of the item, then we're looking at things as an artist. I'm looking at pitch, I'm looking at vocal intonation, I'm looking to see, did they harmonize? Could I actually hear a beautiful harmony within? Are they being expressive? Are their faces, are they drawing in an audience through technology? Or are they like subdued, heads down, and not really performing? And all of these things are part of our actual written rubric that fit within our Common Core standards for English and History in 11th grade, and fit within our CTE standards, and also bring in the technology standards of creativity, innovation, collaboration, and community. The next video that I'm going to post, and all the links will be in the announcements with this video, is one of my students doing dancing from the 1920s. She decided that she wanted to do different dances from the 1920s that we would have seen flappers do. So once again, I look to see, are the dances historically accurate to the time period? Is she performing them historically accurate to the time period? How has she created innovation? Has she done something to make an interesting take on it, which she has? Lily, in the video that you see, has taken a jazz period song from that time period that has been remixed and updated to have a really great dance beat to it. Then after I've looked at the historical and the technology, I love that she makes it black and white film, that she makes it look old-fashioned, the style, the time period. I then look at her as, from the artist's point of view, as a dancer. Does she have strong arms, great facial expressions? Do the facial expressions match the flappers of the time period, which were very flirty and boop-boopy-doo? And did she meet that criteria? Are her toes pointed? Is she a strong dancer, nice strong body as she's dancing? So you can see we're having to look at it on multiple levels. And by having students do something like this, they're learning how to critique themselves and meet criteria at multiple levels across the board, which is really how we strengthen intelligence and education and knowledge these days, is having students that can be multi-dimensional thinkers and go all over the place and bring it back in and make sense out of it. The third video I think you're going to be very impressed with. It's called Horse in Motion, and it's by a student who is not one of our artists. He's one of our sociologists in the program. And he decided that he wanted to bring sociology into his video, but as a filmmaker, he also wanted to bring in the early historical aspects of film. So he chose to do the first motion picture, the story of the first motion picture ever made, which was Horse in Motion. So he gives us the history of the film at the time period, which is fantastic. He created a script for the theater students in my class to act out. So there we see our collaboration. And not only that, he makes social statements within the film. He expresses racism. He expresses people that are at that time period in the 1800s were pro-slavery still, and people that were abolitionists. He does some really great commentary from my student that plays the slave in the scene, talking about how he likes working at the horse farm because he likes to be the person that, when the horses are locked up, lets them free every day. And you can see how he weaved sociology into his filmmaking and his art. It's a pretty impressive video. So I'm going to go ahead and put those up for you, and I was just giving you a little bit background as to how I do my projects in my class related to technology. And in this case, like I said, we're looking at the threads of creativity and innovation, communication and collaboration. Maybe later on this week I might put something up to meet the other standards for 912 of the tech standards and see what you think about that. So take a look if you like to. Feel free to write me a little message. I'd love to know what you think. Very proud of these kids, and I think you'll be amazed at what they're doing at this grade level. Have a great week.